Good morning, everyone. My name is Francesco Leopardi from University of Perugia and National Research Council of Italy, and I'm here to present the results regarding the stream project activities and which are the future development of this project. First of all, I would like to start to talking about why it's important to develop new technique to monitor river discharge and runoff with different way from the traditional method. Estimate river discharges and runoff is really important to manage the human water use, but it's also really important to mitigate the losses that could be due to the extreme flood event. And the current technique that are used so far has different legs. For instance, the incomplete spatiotemporal cover sometimes could happen that maybe there are a lot of missing data. Another example could be that really large-scale phenomena are really difficult to capture with the current techniques and the inaccessibility of the data. Sometimes some in situ data are recorded, but they are inaccessible. Then, for this reason, the aim of the stream projects is to provide long-term river discharge and runoff time series at daily temporal resolution and 0.25 degree as a special spatial resolution. Then, during this activity, we wonder if the stream model is suitable to reproduce river discharge over a really different type of basins. And for instance, the basins where there is a really high anthropogenic impact. And in this basin, it's really important to understand the river discharge behavior. Another question could be if the stream model could be applied also at a global scale. Then a few words about how the model works. This is the stream model is a semi-distributed conceptual hydrological model that use satellite inputs, for instance, precipitation data from GPM as a CCI snow cover fraction, altimetry water level data, and also as a CCI soil moisture and terrestrial water storage anomaly data from the emissions grace and grace follow-on. The aim of the stream model, as I told you before, is to estimate daily river discharge value and provide gridded runoff estimates at daily time step. This is an example of the river basin that have been selected to test the model. As you can see, there are really different type of basins. For instance, we can see the Arctic basins, which are characterized by a strong seasonality of river discharge that depends from the snowmelt season. But we have also the European basins that are really small in comparison with the other, or strongly anthropized basin, for instance, the Mississippi basins, where the river discharge is affected by natural or regulated lakes. So from here, a few example of application of the stream model at different type of basins. This is this river discharge time series is related to Obido Station for the Amazon River basins. On the bottom side of the figure, you can see in the gray line the observed river discharge, while the orange line represent the stream river discharge time series simulation. The model performances in this example are explained in terms of Klein-Gupta efficiency index. And we choose the Amazon River basins, for instance, because it has a really strong seasonality, and also the river discharge is affected by the presence of floodplain. This is another example for the Mississippi River Basin. Mississippi River Basins, as you know, is characterized by high anthropogenic impacts. Within the stream projects, we developed a method to take into account the presence of natural lakes or reservoir. For instance, we use data from altimetry water level, and with this data, we can interpolate the bathymetric curve to understand the storage into the lake that affect the river discharge estimates. We tested also other example of river basins. This is River Basins is one of the largest and long monitored Arctic basins. And here we tested a new approach based on terrestrial water storage data and an introduction of a new parameter coefficient that that take into account the water fluxes that happen during the winter season. And this is really important because also during the winter months, the river discharge is affected by slow runoff component. This is an example for the Amur River basins, and also here the stream performance are pretty fine, as you can see. And we tested the model also in European basin. European basins, in comparison with the others, has a really small surface extent, and it's also really interesting to test how the satellite data works in this small type of basins. This is an example for the Loire River Basin in France, but we tested the stream model also in other river basins in Europe. For instance, the Ebro River basins in Spain or the Po River basins in Italy as well. This is the last example of the selected case studies. This is the Limpopo River basins in Africa. And also here, the stream model works quite good. And we are satisfied about the results obtained for the different selected case studies. In this figure are summarized the results of the stream model performances for all the calibrated sections, but we applied also the calibrated parameters to non-calibrated sections, and in this slide are summarized the results. As you can see, for the calibrated sections, the results are pretty fine. And for the non-calibrated section, the results are also cool, but we still need to improve on this way. And this slide summarizes the results obtained in terms of runoff. In this slide, the runoff is expressed in millimeters. And as you can see, the runoff values have a really different type of range of variation in the different river basins. And in this slide, we have also the results for the calibrated basins. But so I will show you later on. We are trying to regionalize the model parameters in order to obtain global river discharge and runoff estimates. This is the one of the next steps, the main one, and this activity is super important for the stream project because regionalize the model parameters using transfer function could be make possible to extend the river discharge estimates not for only the calibrated basin but also for ungauged basins where it's really difficult to capture the river discharge behavior and to estimate runoff time series. This is an example of how the regionalization procedure has been carried on. We tried for the first step then the regionalization only for the Arctic basins, and we have on the left side of this slide the red one represents the calibrated river discharge time series. The blue line represents the regionalized river discharge time series, and the gray one represents the observed river discharge. As you can see, the results for the using the calibrated parameters, the results are better than for sure than the regionalized parameters, but in terms of performance, the real discharge time series are also fine, and we are satisfied about these results. Only a few words about the regionalization procedure that have been adopted into this project. The first phase of the regionalization procedure is based on the clustering of the different basins. We selected something like a climatic predictor, the aridity index, and we clusterized the different basins based on the different aridity index. Then we use the K-means algorithm to divide into the different clusters all the Pan-Arctic area basins. And then we regionalize the parameters applying a weighted mean based on the area of the different basin. And on this way, we transfer the parameters from the donor catchment to the engaged basins. And as I told you before, this is an example for the only for the Arctic area. And this is an example of the runoff map for the Pan-Arctic region, ranging from 2003 to 2022. And some observation about this regionalization approach. And we see that on the summer months, the runoff reached the highest peak, and this is related to the Arctic basin's behavior, where the river discharge highest values is reached during the summer months due to the snowmelt season, and the really low value of runoff for the winter months, really close to zero. As I told you before, to pass from the local estimates of the model to the global estimates, we need to regionalize the parameters. The approach that I explained so far is only related to the Arctic basins, because in order to extend the stream estimates at a global scale, we need to build some transfer function that are able to extend our estimate also in engaged basin. Only a few words about to conclude about the streamnext activity. In the previous slide, we demonstrate how it's possible to estimate in a proper way the river discharge using satellite observation, and also how we can obtain really good results using terrestrial water storage anomaly data. And this is really important because the future mission of NGGM and Maging will provide enhanced terrestrial water storage anomaly data with a better time and space resolution. And we are really interested to understand how the stream model could use this new data to improve the river discharge estimates. And it's, as I told you before, the results of the regionalization method apply for the Arctic basin encourage us to extend the stream estimates at a global scale, but with different approach. And so far we are collaborating with other partners, for instance, the UFZ in Leipzig, and we are trying to build transfer function that could be useful to extend the river discharge estimate provided by the stream model. If you are interested to know other stuff about stream model, please feel free to contact me or Stefania, and I will keep update about the new phases of the project. And thank you.
Thank you, Francesco. Let's see if there's some questions. There was a thing you said that you are happy with the result.
Yeah.
And you show some parameter, I think, one plot.
We are talking
Maybe, no, it was before.
for the different type of basins.
Yes, the one after that plot.
This one?
No, the next slide, maybe, if you go. Oh yeah, this one, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you explain us. So these two, the
Yeah,
one on the
the
left
box
and
plot on the bottom side.
yeah.
Okay. This is an example of the stream model applied at different Gamgee stations worldwide for the calibrated basin. The round square marker represents the calibrated section, and the square marker represents the not calibrated section.
And what is? I'm just looking kg. I missed it.
Okay,
what
the
is
medium
it?
KGE, as you can see, is higher for the calibrated section,
Okay.
and it has a lower value for the non-calibrated
So
section.
the lower the value, the better, right? Of course, the
Yeah,
lower
so
the value.
yeah, we obtain.
No, other way around. The higher the value, the better. Okay.
Okay, the higher value of KGE are
Okay.
obtained for the calibrated
So,
section.
like what I see, you have a bit in Spain.
Yeah.
With less performance, and then,
Yeah.
for example, in Brazil looks very good.
Yeah, but this is we are sure that when we'll be able to regionalize the model parameters using the predictors related to the soil properties, we will be able also to obtain better results for the non-calibrated section as well, because so far the parameters that we applied for the inner section are calibrated at the closer section.
Oh, we are colleagues then, because I make the soil property maps.
When we use the soil property to build
Okay.
transfer function, we will be able to use a really better set of parameters for each section. Also for the
We have a texture fractions for world that map.
yeah,
at
we will
30
use
meter.
that. We will use that soil property, soil characteristic, to build transfer function that relates our parameter, the stream model parameter, to soil properties. On this way, we'll not be able. We don't need local calibration, but we can calibrate only the parameters of the transfer function related to the soil properties, and for sure we will obtain better results that we obtained so far.
Let's see if there's more questions for Francesco. It is a global, it's very significant, it's a global analysis. So, Simon?
Yeah, thank you for this presentation. At some point you presented the runoff in the Pan-Arctic region. I was wondering, as you probably know, the Arctic region is more sensitive to climate change. So in this time series, did you notice a change due to the climate change? So a different length of the season of the higher runoff?
Okay. So the time interval where the stream estimate is referred from 2003 to 2022. And maybe this time interval could be not enough to capture some trends or something like this. What we say so far, we try to make some trend for the winter season and also for the summer season using Mankendal trend test, and at a monthly scale. And what we see, there are some trends, but they are not significant. And I don't know. Maybe it's something related to the time length, or maybe it's something related to the estimate values. But yeah, we try to find some trends, but they are not significant so far.
You need to look at the probably longer period, longer time series.
Yeah.
No, maybe like 40 years.
Yeah. Maybe 20 years are not enough.
But when we go before 2000, then
Yeah,
it's less and less data.
Yeah,
More
maybe
difficult
we
to-
can try also to
Okay.
to make.
We have to continue next talk. Thank you, Francesco.
Okay, thank you.